there. So the fact that they lost that means they're going to be pretty down in the dumps, mentally and with the economy wise. When you lose that buy round, it's like it's such a shame. You're like, yeah, we got equal guns now. We're able to fight back, and now that you just lost everything. UCF is just going to be in a way better spot than SNHU is right now. I mean, look, they're fully kitted. They have all guns and all heavy shields as well. I mean, they're just going to be in a way better spot than SNHU is.
Yeah, Jason's actually going to pick up Frank's Odin over there, so going to see just a little bit of the back and forth with the Odin, and especially on a map such as this where the walls are paper thin, and Odin is just such an amazing gun to use and to have in your arsenal.
Most definitely. I mean, the Odin, again, a super high penetration gun. It's just, like you said, this map is literally made out of paper. You can just wall bang almost anything and it'll go right through. And the Odin is just perfect for Ascent here. And we're going to be seeing a lot of it. I mean, it's a mirror pick and there's two Sovas there. You're just going to see a lot of spraying with the Odin through walls when you get those recon scans. I mean, it's just useful that way.
Yeah, UCF coming up for a full B push, just completely committed. Nami might actually be able to get in a pretty good position all the way back site. Sniper actually going to get that first pick onto Frank to really open that round up. Oh, Nami getting a beautiful pick back onto Sniper, but Squirmer right there to get that trade just to bring that down to a 4v3. And now we've got Rudy trying to get the plant down onto his site. It's all up to SNHU to get back onto site and possibly stop the 4 members of UCF from getting their 4th round. Jason, however, going to pick up Tyzera, bring that down again to a 4v2. It's not looking very good for Hilton and Agron, who found themselves in this exact same situation last round, except they did have much heavier guns. But Jason finding Agron, they're leaving it all up to Hilton in this 1v4 situation, and he unfortunately goes down to Rudy.
Yeah, quick round there coming out from UCF. Kind of, it wasn't a bold move, but it was a good move how they were kind of able to kind of rotate around over to B, kind of all pushing through that garage area there. No one came from mid. They didn't need those other picks. Despite having fully kitted guns, one sheriff headshot can easily just put you right back down there. And Nami is going to fight fire with fire here, getting out that operator on the defense as well. It's questionable on attacking, but on defense, the operator is perfect too, because when you're in mid, you have catwalk to look at, and you have kind of that mid garden area to also look at, which is a highly point where a lot of attack.
I'd have a little bit of a technical issue, but Nami gonna get an op shot fired off and actually find Jason. That must have been a pretty intense shot to just stop the stream completely. But having gotten that shot, he's gonna retreat, rejoin the rest of his team. It's already down to a 5v4, looking really good for SNHU, but still pretty early on in the round. We are seeing UCF stack a little bit more towards mid this time, not really coming towards the side, but we might be looking at an A hit. Ooh, Nami taking contact with Sniper. Gonna pop the Blade Storm as well. Gonna try and get another.
But the blind coming out just blind his own teammate, but the operator shot and the knife headshot is gonna get 3 picks right then and there, and only 2 more they have to really worry about. Scotty on full HP and Squirmer on so low.
Hilton gonna make contact with Scotty. Gonna be able to get him down, and it's all up to Squirmore. He's gonna be up here at mid. He's gonna try to find Hilton. He knows exactly where he is, but is he gonna be able to get his shots off? And no, Hilton's gonna pick up a second with Squirmore and bring that first round home for SNHU.
Yeah, now finally getting back into the swing of things here. SNHU being able to get back up onto that, that kind of buy range area, being able to get a lot stronger guns, and their economy's not too shabby either. It's anything, it's pretty equal. But one thing that we're also seeing is that B Sniper is also going to be getting this operator coming out on attacking as well. I mean, attacking, or possibly not. Maybe I spoke too soon here. Probably a different gun here. I really thought it was going to be the operator. I mean, that would have been a really bold move there. But it looks like she's going to keep it simple with the judge. Also like the second best gun in the game. So, and just kind of roll with that.
Yeah, we're also going to see that Blade Storm getting popped from Sniper almost instantly. So definitely that judge was just a backup weapon. Nami might be looking straight into Jason and Sniper, and gonna get that first pick onto him as well. Nami with that op is definitely a force to be contended with. Does look like UCF might be just aiming more towards a B push, but by losing one so early into the round, especially their Jet, having popped the Blade Storm and everything, definitely going to have to play a little bit slower because now you no longer have entry, and it does look like UCF's going to be rejoining their Killjoy all the way over to A site.
Yeah, now they're kind of grouped up in this area here, they kind of have to, like you said, make their way over to the Killjoy near A right now. Kind of pushing similar what they did to last round, pushing through catwalk here. Nami is gonna get the first interaction. Unfortunately, not getting a kill here, but is kind of pushed out here and has to go back to heaven.
Yeah, he unfortunately gets caught in the KO. Molly gonna have to run out, but Tyzera gonna pick Rudy up to bring that down to a 5v3. Jason gonna find Tyzera back for that trade, and Nami finding a second onto Scotty.
Yeah, left on 1 HP there, Nami, and 1 HP and 1 bullet here, and 2 defenders. He has to work with what he's got right now. Is able to get 2. Agron and Nami both being able to finish out that round there. Going to SNHU, and this is their second win streak here, so things are looking a little bit better now. You know, UCF hasn't really dominated this round just yet here, and you know, that operator that Nami has been doing a lot of work for him. I mean, on defense, it's just so good. But when you're in that 1v1 scenario and you're just kind of, you got to like get a couple picks, unless they're all long range shots, you know, the operator's not going to be too helpful there. But, you know, a secondary like the Ghost and a Spirit Sheriff can also be good. But, you know, at the same time, the operator in those like 1v1 scenarios is going to be really tough to use.
Yeah, Jason going to open that round off really strong, just spamming that Odin through the wall as UCF gears up towards a little bit more of a B push. They're leaving KO just to linger around a little bit more, as we might be looking at them heading towards mid. You know, we've got 3 of them onto tiles. They're leaving the spike down. They're really just looking for picks as we see the Silver drone coming out. And we also see Hunter's Fury come out. Sniper going to open that round up, finding that first pick onto Hilton. Jason, unfortunately, unable to find any. And now it just looks like they're both still looking for picks, and SNHU is going to have to reevaluate after having lost Hilton.
Yeah, losing Hilton there is kind of it's a big person, because I mean Sova's good too for, you know, knowing kind of where the enemies are, but with KO you can suppress their enemies, and they don't, or sorry, not enemies, abilities, and it can do a lot here. But they're starting to execute out. We're already seeing their KO ultimate come out, and that's gonna leave Tyzera and Franck without any abilities to use at all.
Yeah, we also heard the knife point. Sorry, not the knife point. We heard Nalkman come out of KO as well from UCF. Swarmore going to get 1 pick onto Franck. Nami right there to get that trade onto Viber. Scotty and Jason each following it up to bring that down to a 1v4, and it's not looking very good for Agron, especially now that they've got the spike down on site.
Yeah, he kind of has to act quick here. He does have his blind and teleport, but there's only so much you could do with each of those. And it's kind of hard, especially when you're kind of forced out in here. His Omen's blind is one of the best blinds, arguably one of the best blinds of the game. But it's just so hard to use because you don't get him back with most blinds. And it's all one directional. I mean, it's only like if you walk into them. It's different from other blinds where, you know, if you see it, you're blinded. If you see Omen's blind, you can kind of just move away from it. But it looks like just the right idea here was just kind of to, you know, save for this round, not break the economy like some other games maybe. But Scotty may get the kill on him here, but he legs him with the operator as the bomb is ticking. They see where he is, and they gotta get this kill on him right now. He is gonna try and hold his KO from spawn here, but it looks like UCF also doesn't want to lose their economy either. But Agron is gonna get that pick on him right there, but he will fall to Squirmore. Unfortunately, just some unlucky timing. And the round was just able to finish out right there. So the operator was lost, unfortunately. That's going to be a big hit for the economy. And I don't think they can even afford it because that's just like, that's the #1 thing they needed there. And unfortunately, it just didn't have it. But Jason is still going to continue getting that Odin. Whether he lost it or not, he's still going to have that Odin. He's still going to rock with it. And it's doing justice for him. I mean, he's 11-2 right now. You know, it's working out pretty well for him. And right now, UCF kind of doing another split push here. Maybe playing for default or just kind of playing it slow.
It does look like they are taking just a little bit of a slower approach. And like, who could blame them after those incredibly fast-paced rounds that we had for the past 7 rounds? And at a 5-2, you know, match right now, it's a 3-round deficit, and it's still definitely anyone's game as we see Franck gonna go into this 1v1 confrontation with Scotty. And you know, Scotty is not in a very good position if Franck is like able to get a really good shock dart out at this moment, but it does look like Franck's just gonna back off slightly as the rest of UCF group up looking to a hit.
Yeah, Scotty and Franck right now kind of just holding each other's angles here. I mean, Scotty's just looking for flankers, and it's with Killjoys always lurk, you know, a bunch. They're lurkers of a lot of teams. Unfortunately, they're there's something could be happening here. Scotty's staying so close to the wall. He's just gonna walk into that crosshair, but just not enough reaction time here. They see each other. The blind comes out, but Scotty's long gone here.
Hilton's actually gonna get that first trade onto Sniper. Squirmer right there to get Hilton back. But you know, as Hilton was able to pop his null command, he does have a chance of getting revived. But with 3 seconds left on the clock and the lockdown coming out, it's very, very unlikely right now. Squirmer is gonna get that final hit onto Hilton. Now down to a 4v4. Nami gonna find find one onto Squirmore. Rudy, Scotty both finding one each, and it's down to a 3v2. Oh, Agrin getting a beautiful kill onto Jason, and Tyzera right there to finish it off with Rudy, and Agrin with a second onto Scotty as he takes that spike, diffuses it, and brings that third round home for SNHU.
Yeah, doing pretty good there, especially working with the Spectre that he had. It was able to just kind of get up close and personal and really get those kills there, those eco kills, which, again, that they needed. SNHU though is gonna be sitting pretty well though. You know, now they're like not as terrible as they used to be. Last round even was not too terrible, but they're still kind of breaking the bank. You know, it's not where they it's not as bad as it was before, but they're still in not the best shape. We're seeing some players with some light shield or even just, you know, some just light shield really is the biggest thing. However, UCF is going to be on the struggling side here as things has switched for them. When they used to be super high in credits and now they're going to be kind of low here, going to be on the save by for next with all shares right now and some abilities, and that's all they really need to get a couple of picks here, because if they're able to knock off some of SNHU's team members there, they're going to be able to kind of sit in a pretty good spot knowing that some players will not get the same amount of economy as the rest of the team here. But for UCF, they're kind of stacked up again, kind of near catwalk here as they kind of make their way over to A really slowly, just being there to trade each other out.
Ooh, Hilton going to take that first contact with all 4 members from UCF Sniper. Going to try to get into tree and is able to get away safely as he takes that first trade onto Nami. Going to open that round up, and he takes a second on Frank, who's unfortunately caught out in spawn. Scotty going to find Tyzera for a third, and UCF is doing really, really good in this round. They've already been able to bring it down to a 5v2. B is left completely undefended, and it's once again up to Hilton and Agrin to take back this round. This is what, their third time with the 2 of them having to face it off against the rest of UCF?
I think so. The dynamic duo here, they kind of have to work together, but unfortunately, Hilton is just left on super low HP, and it just doesn't seem like a fight that they might win here. I mean, with only Vandals and, again, limited amount of credits that they could really use, it just doesn't look like they could really work it. And even though it's UCF's eco round, they still have guns such as the Vandal and even the Odin to work with here. So you're not working with only Sheriffs, but you're working with a lot of bigger weapons here. And once Hilton goes down, you know, it's not a lot for Agrin here, and he's gonna get one though. But again, it's not too much of a big hit there, but it looks like most of UCF is going to be trying to chase them down here. And
Hilton through the smoke, gonna find Sniper. Hilton finding a second onto Rudy. Agrin right there to find one more onto Jason. Can they retake this round? They actually might be able to. Squirmore unfortunately going to finish that off with a 2K onto both Agrin and Hilton, and we're going to see that clutch come out of Squirmore for that 6th round for UCF.
Yeah, they definitely, I mean, getting all those picks that SNHU got was definitely helpful in terms of credits, but being able to knock those like points from the economy down, it's just so bad for them.
Yep. And you know, I'm always really glad to see a timeout come out. For some reason, timeouts are very rare when we're watching these games, especially within the collegiate level. So to have the occasional timeout come out, it's just a wonderful way to just break up the momentum. And as we're seeing the rounds ping-ponging back and forth, it's nice to just reevaluate the strategy to try and get more of a continuation of rounds, just so you know your eco is better, your morale's up and high, you don't have to constantly worry about winning or picking up the next round or going into a save. But what do you hope to see as we go past this timeout?
I mean, it's I feel like most of these rounds here has just been lost to eliminations. You know, we have seen the bomb plant a couple of times here and there, but I feel like most of the time SNHU is just not winning their fights. I think this is one of the things they have to work on. They just have to kind of get those kills, because I feel like when they swing with someone else, they're either looking in the same spot or they're just not able to get the trade. We saw it on the pistol round at the first, within one of the first rounds, Jason was able to get around 3 kills there, and 2 of SNHU's members swung out at the same time and was just not able to get the trade. So I think that's just the number one thing that they kind of have to work on, and possibly recognize that during the timeout and try to, you know, just hit their shots throughout the next couple of rounds.
Yeah, and I'm really hoping that SNHU is able to just recuperate just a little bit more. Nami going to pop his Blade Storm almost immediately, looking for some really, really quick picks as they're able to clear out the entirety of B. Now they know that UCF is heading towards an A pick. As always, you know, we've got Killjoy left on the flank, left to trail behind just slightly, as UCF going to make it very quickly onto site. Sniper might be looking straight into Hilton, but we hear that Hunter's Fury come out. Paranoia as well. Tyzera going to find one. Hilton finding a second. Sniper and Jason going to find both Hilton and Agrid to get those trades back. It's down to a 3v3. Jason finding a second onto Tyzera as Frank is able to take Sniper out and save Nami. We hear that lockdown coming out as well. And with that drone coming out, it could get some really valuable information. Scotty going to get Nami. It's all up to Frank. Oh, he makes contact with Scotty, able to get Jason, and it's all up to him to get that last, but unfortunately gets detained. And we're going to see Scotty take that final knife kill and the 7th round over to UCF. What an unfortunate position to be caught in.
Yeah, it's you know, when things are finally starting to look right, you know, you get that last offender and you only got to worry about one more. You get detained. The Killjoy ultimate just completely messes you over there, and it's just able to I mean, that's how they're able to win the round there. That was a great Killjoy ultimate, because not only did it waste time, but you had to kind of act fast, and if you weren't able to destroy right away, you're kind of dead there, and that's exactly what happened. But UCF is doing really well in terms of ultimates right now. They have the Sova ultimate, the Blade Storm, and an Omen's ultimate, which we've also seen from Agrin. He's been holding on to that for most of the round here, just waiting for the right time to use it. But right now, they're going to be kind of in the higher area right now. B-Niper, we're going to see him also pop out that Blade Storm as Agrin gets dangerously close to this one way he's put here, and he's kind of a little worried here because he only has a Sheriff right now. Granted, he doesn't know that most of the team is here, but once he does, it's going to be not so happy for him.
Oh, we've got that drone coming out. Going to get some really, really good information as Sniper with that knife sword. Going to follow the drone very closely. You know, clear out wine. As my mom always says, check your corners, ladies and gentlemen. You never want to get blindsided. Going to take that first fight with Agrin, but Agrin going to find him first with his Sheriff and just deny them a little bit more of a push. Frank going to get caught out by the Molly just slightly, but able to make it away with his life as we see that switch go down. Rudy going to try to get that plant down as well, and Frank's just caught right outside the door. And now that, you know, the plant is down, it's all up to them to play post-plant. We also hear that Null Command come out. Nami with a Sheriff going to find a second onto Scott, bring that down to a 5v3.
Yeah, 3v5 here. Things are getting a little bit harder right now. I mean, Hilton still has a Sheriff here, but they got to work with what they've got. They do have some information. The blinds are coming out, and they're just peeking.
Ooh, Flashpoint coming out. Squirmore going to find one through the smack. And Nami going to get a trade onto Squirmore. Jason, Rudy each getting one by Tyzera. And Nami going to finish that off. Nami with a beautiful 3K to get that 4th round home to SNHU.
Yeah, good round there coming out from SNHU. However, UCF was able to knock off 3 members of SNHU's team, so that's going to be another big hit going out for SNHU there. But this is the last round. You know, SNHU, they have enough money to buy up back here, so those eliminations, they would have meant something maybe later on in the game here. But right now, Frank is still able to get his Odin. Nami still has the Operator, and everybody still has their normal Vandal/Phantoms. I mean, they're going to be in a pretty good spot, and it's going to be similar for UCF as well. You know, being able to keep up with the buys that they have, except they just don't have an Operator like they used to. And I mean, UCF has a Sova ultimate and SNHU has a K ultimate, so definitely a lot of retake and attacking abilities here.
Nami was looking in a really good position, but unfortunately gets forced away as we see Jason pop his Hunter's Fury, able to tag Frank and get him for half. And it does look like with UCF being spread out so wide, you know, just both of them looking towards either side of mid, they're still just looking for a pick slightly. We're also going to hear the From the Shadows come out. So definitely with the last round in the half, we're seeing all those ultimates. Scotty catching Tyzera out of a very unfortunate position, and Jason also finding Nami to bring that down to a 5v3. Frank might be able to get a few, but, you know, definitely wants to play just a little bit safer just to keep their numbers back up.
Yeah, it's definitely the move here. Playing it safe is always good. And Agrin, however, is playing it really dangerously here. Getting shot by 2 members is going to fall to Jason.
It's all up to Frank and Hilton. And with Rudy now getting that plant down, it's going to be pretty hard for them to get back in. We got that flashpoint coming out. Jason going to find a 3rd, 4th, and win that 8th round in the half to bring it home for UCF.
Super lucky on the kills there. Despite being full blind, just spraying and praying where that little area where you kind of enter in. Jason was able to get a lot of picks there. I mean, he is doing it very, very well right now. I mean, he has double the kills of their second fragger right there. He's 18-6 with the Odin, with the Vandal. It doesn't matter what guns he has. He's been able to put it to work, and I feel like that's why they've been winning most of these games here. You know, Jason's just been able to wipe out most of the team, if not, you know, a lot. The whole team really just kind of just putting in the work in, because we can see it on the scoreboard right now. Most of the rounds have been won by elimination. So again, another thing to kind of focus on there. But right now, SNHU is going to be on the attacking here. We are going to see Agron kind of lurk around towards that mid A area, and the rest of the team is going to be near B.
SNHU's always done spectacularly well on attack. You know, they have been known to be a little bit more of an aggressive team. So let's see if they're able to turn this around. You know, with a 4-round disparity between the two teams, it's still anyone's game. They definitely both still have a very large fighting chance. We see them going up a little bit more through mid, so already very different from what UCF has been trying to do. That kill, sorry. Oh, Scotty gonna find 2, and Squirmore gonna find a 3rd, and that is 3 down from SNHU already. Definitely not a good position to be caught in.
Yeah, a well-timed pop flash there coming out from KO was able to like blind literally all of SNHU there, and then a lot of picks just came out from their Jet and Killjoy there, getting most of the team just able to wipe that whole mid push out, and now they just have to worry about pushing out here, and they just figured out where the last 2 members are.
Yeah, you know, UCF's use of utility this round has been absolutely incredible. First, we had that alarm bot just give away the position of all 3 members out at mid, and now with that knife point coming out as well, it's just an unfortunate position as Jason gonna catch Agron out. Tyzera finding 1 before Scotty's able to get Tyzera for that 3rd kill.
Yeah, it's just been unfortunately a little difficult there for SNHU, but especially when you're kind of stuck in that area. You have to get bombed, and the rest of the team is kind of holding you down through that little archway. There's not a lot what you can really do. You can try and get a couple picks, but again, it's not a lot. We're gonna see this again like we saw last round. UCF is gonna be able to buy up here, get these guns, the Bulldog. Unfortunately, we didn't see a lot of them this time, but last time we did, and SNHU, you're gonna be rocking with the classic, literally with the classic. You can't really do anything here, especially with this low of money. You don't want to risk anything.
Ooh, Jason and Nami gonna get into a confrontation already, but you know, none of the shots quite finding each other. Nami is tagged for quite low, but is still able to find himself, you know, backing away relatively safely. Nami gonna find that first pick, actually back onto Jason, and just try to open that round up and give SNHU a little bit more wiggle room to work with as we see them all try to get a rotate over to A.
Yeah, now that they got a pick on B, you know, it's only assumed that one person from A is going to be rotating around over to B. So whoever is there isn't going to be left all alone there. And SNHU, they're going to take advantage of that because now they're going to be doing a full map rotate all over to A here, or at least top mid, maybe some going to cat. But they're just going to be pushing throughout this area because they know there's one less defender here and one less person that they have to worry about. We saw the knife come out as well. And, you know, with that 0 information, they kind of just have to play guess on where they are.
But Sova Drone coming out might be really, really good for SNHU. Get them a little bit more information before sending everyone in. Rudy, however, going to find Nami through the smoke. Rudy finding a 2nd with Hilton. Squirmon right there to get a 3rd onto Franck. It's down to a 4v2. It's all up to Tyzera and Agron, but they're caught in a very uncomfortable position, having to find that spike back at Wine. Sorry, not even back at Wine. Inside sight already. Rudy going to find a 3rd onto Agron. It's all up to Tyzera, and it's really unfortunate being caught at 2 HP and being stuck at Wine.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard to come back from this. I don't think Ty really can. Unless he has godlike aim and wall hacks, you can't really come back from this. Left on 2 HP, just that one Spectre bullet is just going to kill him right then and there. 4-10 for UCF. They're going to be in a pretty good spot right now. SNHU needs to win this round right now to really break that momentum, because if they don't, the next round is almost guaranteed for UCF there. You know, being at 11, then you get match point. Then you have one more time to kind of fight back again, even if you didn't buy the 2nd time. It's just a lot of more complexity. So this round here is just has to be super important. It is their bonus round, but they did win their bonus round last half there. So it's still, you still gotta play just as cautiously. So that's all SNHU really has to do here. And again, kind of in the split map push, but UCF is pushing up here.
UCF really eager to pick this 11th round up for themselves as we see Rudy and Sniper almost walk into Agron. Oh, Hilton going to get a beautiful first pick onto Sniper, and that's going to absolutely just stop UCF's push in its tracks.
Yeah, really just stopping that pick right there. I mean, we've seen, just one thing I want to mention as well. their KO, he's really a team player because his flashes just like pop at the right. He's like a pocket KO. I don't know if you've seen those videos, but like when you have those KOs that throw the flash perfectly and just pop as soon as you see them and you're just not expecting it, the whole team is blinded there, and they were able to do that. Unfortunately for UCF though, they just didn't see Agron hiding behind those boxes there, but he was completely blind. So I mean, it worked on whoever was kind of pushing towards that area, but SNHU not kind of pushing towards B right now. No defenders that they really have to worry about.
Scotty's gonna catch Hilton out at tiles. What an unfortunate situation. It's going to bring that down to a 4v4, but with SNHU being able to get onto side and Nami being able to get score more, it might be looking pretty good for them as Frank's able to get that plant down. And in this 4v3 situation, it's all up to UCF to play post plant. Jason going to send his Owl drone in to try and get one. Agron finding a beautiful pick onto Scotty to bring that down to a 4v2. And it's really all up to UCF, Rudy, and Jason to get back onto site.
Yeah, there's not a lot of what they can really do right now. They kind of just hold exits at this point, maybe get a couple picks as SNHU starts to get a little bit more impatient, but they are holding this cross here. They're playing a little bit of up and down, which has worked pretty well in the past for most Valorant games. You know, SNHU knows where they are, but it doesn't look like they want to contest that. You know, this game is already so close to the scoreboard there. SNHU is going to get this win, and they want to, you know, kind of bring the scoreboard a little bit closer. They don't want to spread it out anymore than it already really has been there. They're going to fall to the bomb, you know, kind of reset their guns. I'm pretty sure you get more money if you die to that bomb there.
You definitely, like, you don't want to be left alive in that round if you know you're already losing it. And with that 5th round heading over to SNHU, definitely is one that they wanted to get just to bridge that gap between the rounds that they have. And we're actually going to see Sniper coming out with that operator. What an massive investment coming out at this round.
Yeah.
It is definitely not a gun you want to lose at this point in the game.
No, 100%. I mean, you know, being on the defense though, you know, Sniper, like we saw with Nami, you know, we saw the Jets kind of use the operator. You know, we've seen the classic hit and then dash. It's just worked out so well. There's no saying that their Viper can't do it either, but Jason is just spraying through. He cannot be stopped. Breaking through that defense on the wall and just using his recon is able to get a quick pick onto SNHU, already bringing them a team member down. So SNHU has to act quickly here, and they're making this rotate all over to A right now. Kind of, I mean, that's what they got to work with. They are a player down, so they have to really think about where they really want to go exactly. But it's so weird. Every time they go towards A, we're already seeing UCF's members rotate kind of all over on the A side. We're seeing 4 defenders on A as SNHU is kind of towards this area. Scotty, of course, is going to be on the lurk like he always has been. But regardless, SNHU is going to a site that has just as many defenders as attackers.
Yeah, and now SNHU really going to have to choose what they want to do. Scotty going to get a very nice pick onto Frank, but Tyzera is right there to get that trade back onto him. But the damage has been done. Now it's down to a 4v3 situation. Squirmore might look straight into Tyzera, but Tyzera with a second onto Squirmore. Tyzera is really on a heater for this round. He might be looking right at Jason, but you know, with his back away, unfortunately going to get caught out by Jason to bring that down to a 3v2.
Yeah, SNHU now having the bomb here is just, they kind of rethink where they wanted to go. They were kind of pushing up towards that A area. Now they're kind of making their way over towards that B area as well. But Sniper is going to be in a weird spot here, just barely missing him. The timing in these games have been insane here, and he's kind of worked his way from market, and Agron is maybe going to set up this one way here, which is going to be good for him for anybody coming out of CT.
Oh, Agron might be able to get a few shots onto Jason in that incredible one-way. Not quite able to find one as again, Sniper going to take Hilton out to bring that down to a 1v3. It's all up to Agron. Agron, unfortunately, is going to be caught in this corner. He's going to use the Shrouded Step to kind of get away, but it is just not enough, and he does get caught out by Rudy to give that 11th round over to UCF.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're using that TP. He had the right mindset of trying to escape there, but unfortunately, the archway and just how it was, how the map was made, you can see that all the way from CT. So they were just able to kind of wait for the teleportation to finish and then be able to get the pick onto him. However, since SNHU did win the last couple of rounds here, they're not in a terrible spot. You know, they can buy up here, but it's also a little scary as well, because if they don't, again, I've been saying this a bunch, but you know, if they don't win this round, this is literally like game end here, because this, I mean, look at their credits. They're all under 1,000 right now, while UCF is all above 1,000, except for the Jet, of course. But they're in a really good spot, and you know they're only going to get into an even better spot at the next round if they lose this. So SNHU really has to lock in here as Niper and Tyzera almost have a close peek with each other here, and you know they're going to start this round off pretty aggressive, heading straight into mid.
You know, you put it so perfectly, Madav. This is one of the last buy rounds for SNHU, and this is definitely not a round they want to lose. Scotty might be primed to get to, but they're able to just shoot out that alarm bot before it does any more damage the way it did that first round with them be able to find 3. Sniper might be looking right at Nami, gonna get a little bit of damage onto him, and you know, definitely gonna want to use that cloudburst to get away and stay safely with his team, because right now strength is numbers.
100%, but one number will go down as the molly from KO puts an end to Nami there, and it's just gonna back up as they start to take that that empty space they got.
Scotty all the way on the other side of the map gonna find Agron, bring that down once again to a 5v3. It's a very precarious situation for SNHU, especially as they still need to get onto side and plant bomb. Squirmer gonna find Tyzera in an absolutely crazy shot.
Yeah, that was a really nice shot there. Niper as well, having 2 people push him. They're gonna peek one at a time, and they're gonna fall. That's
unfortunately, Jason's gonna pick up that 4th kill for onto Hilton, that 5th kill onto Hilton to bring that into a match point. This is a very unfortunate situation for SNHU, but it puts UCF in a very nice spot.
Yeah, UCF, they're kind of cruising right now. They have the money if they wanted to buy anything really crazy here. They have that Odin that Jason's been using. I mean, if he's able to get 2 picks with the Odin here, he's going to have his ultimate as well. That Hunter Sphere is going to do so much. Not to mention Scotty is also 1 away from his ultimate there. So SNHU kind of just using what they got. They got some scraps, the guns. You know, they have Bulldogs and some Sheriffs, but it's not anything equivalent to what UCF has right now.
And Niper holding this angle all the way over at B, almost sees Tyzera, but Tyzera just managed to put his turret down and get away safely. And Hilton is going to go down as the first casualty of this round, and Nami going to go down to Niper's op. And SNHU, it's a 3v5 at this point.
Yeah.
It is a very unfortunate situation to be caught in, especially at match point.
Yeah, it's gonna be taken. You're gonna need a lot of miracles here to really pull this round out for SNHU. If they're able to hit all of their headshots, they're gonna get a good round. And I could have misspoken because Frank just proved me wrong. Getting that first headshot is gonna even things out a little bit, making it 3 to 4.
Kill from Frank. It's gonna be able to help him get that gun, pick a gun up, just get a little bit back. But yeah, you know, like you said, Rudy is in a prime spot. He's going to try send that paranoia out, and he's going to be able to get Frank as well as Tyzera for a second. It's all up to Agron in this 1v4 situation. He's going to see Rudy, but is unfortunately going to get taken out. And we see that first map, that first round, head over to UCF Gold.
Yeah, we saw that Bulldog headshot there. Unfortunately, though, it just wasn't enough power, and it just had to fall right then and there.
That was just a series of unfortunate coincidences, but also an incredible play to come out of UCF, especially with Niper in the last few rounds and his incredible operator play. But we just saw the consistency come out from Jason for almost all of the rounds, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, like he's been doing pretty well, especially with the Odin. I mean, just spraying. I mean, you know, yes, the Odin takes skill. Okay, I will stand by that. You have to use it, you know, specifically. You need to only play it with Sova, really. You need to have that recon. You need to have those abilities. You know, not abilities. Sorry, you need to have the abilities to show where the people are, and then just spray right through the wall. And Ascent, again, the perfect map for that. So he was able to rack up a lot of kills.
Yeah, you know, we just observed that during that first map, and if that first map was as action-packed as it was, I cannot wait for the second one. I know the third one's going to be Sunset, but the second map is just escaping my mind right now.
I believe it's going to be Lotus.
Is it Lotus?
Lotus.
Well, I personally, I've really developed a liking for Lotus, so I'm very excited to see this. You know, Lotus is going to be an SNHU pick, so hopefully they're able to pick up this map and bring us into the third map, which is Sunset. And I'm sure you are so excited for a Sunset map.
100%. Well, Sunset, you know, we have seen it, I believe, once on stream, but that is a decider. That's only if SNHU gets there. If they're able to pick up the round onto Lotus, then we will be seeing that. But I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said right now, is there?
No, honestly, like I'm really excited to just head straight into the second map. So we will be right back after just a very quick break. So you guys don't want to go anywhere. You want to see the second map onto Lotus, and so do we. So we will see you guys just in 5 minutes. everyone, and welcome back. I hope you guys had a good break, but I can't wait to get into the second map. Like,
yes, sir.
for those of you that weren't here with us for the first map, we had an incredibly action-packed first map in Ascent. Once again, this is SNHU Blue versus UCF Gold. We are watching Valorant today. And what was the final score? 13?
I think it was 13-7.
13-7? Yeah,
I think so. It's around that area.
Well, I'm excited to see what our second and third maps are. If I'm not mistaken, we are going to have Lotus and then Sunset. There we go. I wanted to say Vine for some reason.
No,
I don't even like Vine.
Because we had Vine last week. So Vine, Vine, I wanted to see Vine. Unfortunately, we did not get to see it. But with Lotus, I'm pretty hyped for it. You know, another bigger map here, the 3-site map. So I'm ready to just really just get right into it, if anything.
Yeah. So let's go and look at kind of what this Lotus map is going to look like. You know, obviously, this is an SNHU pick, and with UCF picking up their pick, it would be in SNHU's best interest to try and pick this map up, bring it into the third map. If not, unfortunately, we are going to see this be a 2-0 game. But without further ado, let's just get straight into the game, because I am excited to see what both of these players have lined up for us.
Yeah, like you said, you know, Lotus being an SNHU pick is gonna be pretty big for them here. As we start to go back into game here, we see, I believe we have another mirror
matchup. It looks like our mirror matchups have been really popular during these last few games, because if I'm not mistaken, during last week's games as well, we did have
a few
mirror matchups coming out from both teams. And it does look like we are going to have SNHU starting on attack. And, you know, we've seen a very strong attack aggression come from SNHU, so they should be able to pick up all the rounds that they need. And we see them swing out really quickly with the trailing light going in to try and get some information and just allow Nami to get that first push right onto site. You know, all of them have pushed past Mound. We might even be looking towards a B split, and it's just looking pretty good for SNHU right now with the aggression that they have been able to get off. It's just letting them get onto site.
Yeah, Jason, though, is going to get that pick on Agron, just putting him back. And now they're kind of stuck in this smoke. They couldn't push out as much as they wanted to before. And we're actually seeing a bit of a switch here. Jason was the initiator last round. Now he's going to be on the Sentinel here. And Nami still getting that duelist. Has the raise to push up. But Hilton and Scotty are both going to fall at the same time here, making it a 3v4.
UCF has been pretty lucky in getting things through the smoke. Jason going to find Tyzera, but Frank right there for that trade. Unfortunately, Scoremore is going to be on their tails to get that trade back onto Frank. It's all to Nami, gonna get a beautiful pick onto Sniper. In this 1v2 situation, he is unfortunately unable to pick up anymore and goes on to Rudy.
Yeah, it was another similar round I feel like we've seen on Ascent there. UCF taking that round with some players remaining there, gonna be able to buy up. Now seeing Spectres instead of the Bulldogs here. Well, we do see one Bulldog, but I mean, we see the Judge as well. I mean, it's their buy round. You know, they're going to have these, you know, better rounds to work around with, like we saw last game. And almost with every Valorant game, you're always going to see that buy come out. SNHU now going to have some share, some classic, just solid eco weapons to work with. If they're able to get a couple players down here, it's going to be pretty good for SNHU.
Yeah, and it looks like SNHU is once again looking towards a C push, leaving Agron, if I'm not mistaken, onto A to hold. And we have seen this same pattern come out of SNHU quite a few times, and it is one that works very well for them. Agron might actually be able to pick up one or two if they push that much more into him, as we see both of them dangerously close to where Agron is. But Agron is going to rejoin Tyzera all the way over at B as SNHU look towards a C pick.
Yeah, Scotty is going to throw that molly, kind of push him back a little bit there, or at least stall the push a little bit more. But SNHU is going to be a little split up in terms of attacking right now. They're just going to be all over the place. We're seeing some towards A. We're seeing Scoremore to actually take out Tyzera is going to die very quickly there. And they're split up, you know, they're not really playing all together right now.
Yeah, that trailing light is going to definitely discombobulate them, SNHU, for just a little bit. And we see the Sky Dog as well coming out to get some information. Jason going to find Hilton. Frank right there to get that trade onto Jason to bring that back down to a 3v4. SNHU definitely is still in the running. They still have a very good position, but with 30 seconds on the clock, they're going to have to really cement down on what site they want to go to and try to get that spike down. Agron gonna go face to face into a consultation with Scoremore, but he is unfortunately not going to be able to put the front up. Scotty gonna find Frank as well. It's 15 seconds on the clock, and it's all up to Nami in this 1v4 situation.
Yeah, Nami, I'm not sure what the plan is for him right now. Maybe he's just a save. He's just been looking at that wall for a little bit there.
Oh, it does look like we might have a technical difficulty coming out here. Nami, unfortunately, unable to do anything, and we see that second round get picked up.
Yeah, it's just kind of stuck in that area there. Unfortunately, not able to move. Maybe you're right about this technical issue a little bit. We are gonna see the timer being paused there. You know, just getting that little fix. In the meantime, though, this is almost like a timeout. I want to say, you know what I mean?
Now that it's in a timeout, Madav, why don't you bring us through what you're excited to see for this game? Obviously, we have seen SNHU run this comp quite a few times already, but it's the first time we're going to see UCF play this exact same comp. So what do you expect to see?
Yeah, I mean, so we're gonna see that wall come on near that BA area for the defense. We're gonna see that Viper wall also come out for the attacking. So there's gonna be a lot of different lines to kind of cross here. Not to mention the Astra ultimates as well. It's just gonna make even more space. I mean, Viper, Astra, they're super big for obviously for bigger maps. You know, they have their walls and they have smokes that they can pick up and they can go back to use there, and it's overall just better for SNHU to really have, or even UCF, just any 3-site map. It's just good. Like these smokers are just they're amazing here. But one thing I also want to mention while we're also kind of getting into the swing of things with the match here is that SNHU is also kind of being able to trade back. We saw in Ascent that they weren't able to get these trades right away, and they were just kind of losing to some guns here. But within these couple of rounds, though they've lost these first two, they were able to trade with each other and kind of even numbers out a little bit. So it's not a
losing the first two rounds is in very SNHU fashion. We always lose pistol, but we always bring it back up. So SNHU is definitely still a force to be reckoned with, and I'm excited to see them start more on their home turf. Lotus is a map that they are all very experienced with, very, very used to, and we can just see the familiarity that's coming out of them. So I'm sure that once we get past this technical pause, this technical timeout, it's going to be just an absolutely incredible match to watch.
Yeah, I think the only thing that they really have to worry about is that Sunset's the newer map.
Yeah,
they're able to get this up. We saw Sunset. We saw, I believe, I forget if it was yellow or blue there, but we did see a stream where Sunset was played once, and it was kind of weird seeing how it played, because it seems so attacker sided, but then at the same time it's also so very defender sided. I mean, it's such a weird map. If I had the map like layout, I could explain it a little bit better. But I mean, like, it's if we ever get to this decider, you'll see what I'm talking about, because it's just a confusing map for me personally.
I personally, I've had my fair share of throw-ins with Sunset, and I'm just glad we don't have to talk about it anymore right now, because we're going to go straight back into that game. So thankfully we were able to resolve that technical timeout in record time, and it does look like SNHU is back with a vengeance. We see that trailing light come out, that trailblazer also. Nami going to get that first pick onto Sniper to really open that round up, and he's left really low, but he is going to find a second before getting taken out by Scoremore. It's down to a 4v3 already, and Nami finding those first two picks is going to help SNHU a lot.
Yeah, getting those picks there is going to be big for, like you said, for SNHU, but Jason does see a little bit of Agron there kind of hiding within the shadows, and Scotty as well. Also going to see some faces for SNHU, and they just kind of have to disengage here, but Agron is going to keep the aggressive on and get that pick onto Jason, which is going to cause the other two players of UCF rotate over to A, because they think it's going to be an A push, but SNHU is going to have the full site just free to them for C.
Unfortunately, sometimes you just don't read the situation correctly, and this is one of those situations for UCF. So now it's all up to them to try and retake the site. With 2 members against 4 and the spike down, they are definitely going to have to play very carefully. We see Viper trying to wrap all the way around, but Agron is right there to hold that position. So in this battle of the Vipers, I guess we're just going to have to see which Viper is going to win out.
Yeah, I mean, he's still got a while to go. From Scotty is taking these wide angles here. However, Hilton and Squirmer here is getting super close to each other. They could just be holding exits right now. I mean, this is a round that SNHU is, supposed to win. They're more favorable for it. So, I mean, if they're able to just knock off their economy, that's going to be huge in it itself. So, I think that's just what the move they're going to do here. Scotty could get some picks, though. This could be a little scary.
Scotty is primed right now to get a few picks off SNHU, and it looks like he's going to be pushing up. He's going to look right at Agron, but Agron's going to take him out before he can do anything else, and unfortunately, Scoremore is going to go down to that spike for a first round over to SNHU, and it's already looking better for them than it was last round.
Yeah, like you said, You just put it. You just said it. You said it right there. It's already looking better. You know, we don't see that 4-win streak that UCF had in the beginning of the round. SNHU is supposed to win when it's most favorable for them, and they did. So now that they're gonna be back up and ready to fight, they are also going to be able to have a showstopper equipped with them as well here. Nami,
Ooh.
we could be seeing that pop super soon here. I mean, we saw that satchel. He's already getting aggressive. You know he wants to use it. He wants to get in there, but he just needs to know where the defenders are so he can use it at the right time here. As most of SNHU starts to push up towards A, there are some characters kind of near that B area as well.
SNHU gearing up more towards an A push, which is very different from what they've been trying to go towards for those last few C pushes. They are going to get their push slightly delayed by the snake bite. And, you know, it's still just a pretty slow round as compared to what last round was like. And with all 5 members of both teams still in the running, all it takes is just one confrontation like this one that we see here with Squirmer finding one. Hilton right there to get that trade back on. Agron also going to find another. Scotty and Jason from UCF going to find one each for their team, but Hilton going to take Scotty down. It's down to a 2v2, and SNHU were able to get the spike down, so it's all up to UCF to really retake the site.
Yeah, I mean, now they're except UCF is going to retake from their spawn. You know, it's not something you really expect here. On B, there's 4 different ways, and you know, an attacker or just anybody can really push out from. So it's kind of hard watching all 4 different areas with just 2 members.
Hilton
here
might be holding the correct position, but unfortunately goes down to Rudy to bring that down to a 1v2. It's all up to Frank. Frank's going to find Rudy. It's He's going to find Jason for an incredible clutch. And that second round over to SNHU.
Yeah, able to get that win there. That was pretty good. Not SNHU, but Frank's SNHU just really just swinging, you know, back and forth there, getting that bullet, able to get that one shot, and then all he had to do was really lock in for that last kill, and he was able to do that there. Now UCF is going to be on the bad side of, you know, of the table. You know, they're going to be having they're not going to be having the best guns here. They're still going to rock with sheriffs. Don't get me wrong. We've seen a lot of rounds in the past where sheriffs was all the team needed to really just win that round there and just destroy economy. So it's still a little scary here, but technically they are a little bit better in terms of the long range here. But Scotty, just too many members of
unfortunate 1v3 situation for Tizera, and in the end there just wasn't enough that he could do. So we are going to see that first pick being put onto Tizera to open that round up for UCF. SNHU, however, once again gearing up towards that C push, and we hear the Seekers come out as well. That's going to get SNHU a lot of valuable information as Nami's able to follow them in. Look straight into 2, doing an up and down kind of method from UCF, with the Seekers once again going out as well. Both teams just really deploying them to get as much information they can out from the other team.
Yeah, really just looking into Death's Eye there, but was able to get out super quick. Luckily, their Killjoy was able to heal up well, but Rudy is going to take Agron just shooting through 2 smokes right then and there, and it's just the amount of luck you need is crazy. And the showstopper is also going to get Scotty right there, right away, and Nami is just going to keep up this aggression, but Jason with the sheriff is going to put him down.
Hilton going to find Rudy to bring that down to a 3v2, and we've just been seeing non-stop trades back-to-back. Hilton going to get a second onto Sniper. It's down to a 2v2, and we've got the lockdown coming out of UCF as well, but with the spike down and 2 members of SNHU just primed and ready, it might not be enough. It might not be what UCF needs to win this round. Frank going to take Squirmer down to bring it down to a 1v2. It's all up to Jason. He's only got a sheriff, and he has to go against both SNHU members. Going to find Hilton for 1. It's all up to Frank. Frank was in the same situation as last round. Is he going to be able to pick it up? We hear Jason trying to hold that bomb down. He's going to be able to have it, but Frank with another incredible clutch to bring that 3rd round home for SNHU.
I believe this is his 2nd clutch of the game now, being able to get back-to-back. Getting those last couple picks is what SNHU needed. Now finally going to be able to, again, kind of set the streak right now. They're on a 3-win streak, and they're doing pretty well, but this is also another round where UCF is going to be able to buy up with where they are. Frank, also, look at this, like, economy disparity. Frank with almost 5,000 economy, and then the rest of the team just, like, under or like very little around 1,000 there. But I mean, he's been putting in the work, getting these limbs. I mean, he's gonna get the money for that as well.
Exactly. Frank really back with a vengeance. He wants to make things different for his team, and we're seeing that same SNHU classic split that we've been seeing the past few rounds. You know, we've got 3 heading up towards C, 2 just left behind on A, and it looks like Nami once again trying to get a very quick entry back onto the site, quickly and closely followed by Hilton. And it's almost the same for almost every round. You know, we've got that snake bite delaying SNHU's push, and we've got Agron and Tyzera slowly falling back to join the rest of their team. It does look like Scotty might be going towards B to try and delay anything towards there. And I'm wondering if SNHU is going to try to facilitate this B push, or if we're all just going to see another A push.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like SNHU, I mean, they made their appearance, you know, they had some, you know, some shots go off there, but now they're going to go back all over to A, but the paint shells just push them back, and Hilton is left on super low HP.
Yeah, Hilton, 1 HP, but Agron right there to get that trade back onto Sniper. Rudy is going to find Agron, and Nami once again on Agron's tail is going to take him out to bring that down to a 3v5, so SNHU really able to get those back-to-back trades, and like you said, that's already something different that we see from the last game. Scotty going to get caught at tree and shoot out that boom bot before he's able to do any more damage. We see that door open once again, you know, the snake bite coming out, trying to give Scotty a bit more time before SNHU walks into them. Ooh, Nami getting hit through the wall. Scotty gonna find one, and Jason also gonna find another, bring that back down. And with 10 seconds on the clock, SNHU has to work really fast to get the plant down.
Yeah, they just have to work with what they got here. Score more though, working so close to them. The timing might just be insane. He is gonna get a pick, and Nami is gonna be the last one remaining with three defenders there. It's not a lot what he can do. He's able to get one down with him, but it's not enough to bring the rest of the team with him there.
That was an extremely unfortunate round, and in the end, UCF just played their cards a little bit better, and they were able to pick that round up. And it was definitely a round that UCF needed.
Yeah.
As you can see, their creds weren't doing very well, so picking that round up was essential to getting the creds they needed to buy for this round.
Yeah, not to mention in terms of ultimates too, I mean, we see Scotty with the Viper's Pit and now Rudy with the Astral Divide there. It's just going to be huge for whatever they may want to do. I mean, you can use the Astral Divide for attacking and defending here, but if they use both forward on the defense, I mean, they've got a pretty solid thing. You know, Scotty's Viper Pit, I mean, it's already just a huge defender thing itself. It's so hard to push into there, and it's the amount of damage you take is just insane.
The Nebula are going to come out and just really hide Sniper from Hilton and Nami, and it could be very dangerous, for SNHU to walk into Sniper's Vandal, but we do see that guiding light come out. Sniper, however, going to find one with that stinger. Hilton is taken out. Agron is going to get Scotty as a return trade.
Oh.
Sniper finding a second with a stinger. Nami right there to stop Sniper's target. Frank also going to find Jason, and that's going to bring it down to a 3v2. It looks like SNHU is 100% targeting C site, and we are going to see UCF try to get all the way over to delay their push or just get there in time for the post plant.
Yeah, getting 3 picks right off the bat there just shows that there's going to be no one there, but the showstopper is going to come out again. Ty's going to get one, and Rudy does not want to mess around with that showstopper there.
Yeah, Nami hungry, going to try and find Rudy and going to get him down really, really low. Rudy at 5 HP going to try to take that fight with Nami, who is wisely pulling back in this 1v3 situation. You know, you don't want to get isolated from your team because 1v3s can easily turn into 3 1v1s. So Nami falling back definitely was the best thing for him to do. And Frank wrapping all the way around, gonna pick him up and guarantee that 4th round for SNHU.
Yeah, SNHU kind of getting back into the swing of things here. We're seeing a lot, I want to say a lot more aggression come out from them. I feel like we didn't see a lot of that on Ascent here, but I mean, that's also UCF's fault as well. I mean, they were pushing out onto Mound there, and they got 3. I mean, SNHU was able to get all their defenders, and then that was just basically a free win for them there. But I mean, they're still able to kind of just push out, you know, do their thing, and not really have to worry about, you know, defenders kind of killing them much, because I mean, the showstopper got him to like 5 HP. You did not have to worry at all there, but doing what SNHU does best, now doing this little bit of a split take here, kind of playing it slow and just waiting for the defenders to push up, really.
SNHU, they do look to be playing just a little bit more towards their spawn. You know, they are changing it up, and I like that because it definitely breaks up what UCF is expecting. You know, a really, really fastly hit, just waiting for them to come towards it. So to see them just change it up just slightly is definitely very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's. I mean, they're playing a lot slower here. I just said they're getting more aggressive, but now they're playing. Now they're playing really slow. I mean, they're just taking their time. They're gonna clear these angles where they got messed over from last time. They are gonna see Rudy pop out a little bit from that C area. We're gonna see 3 members as well. The blind is ready, and it could be dangerous for what they have prepared.
Oh, Hilton gonna be able to find the Seekers with that orb ult.
Oh.
And Squirmore, Rudy, each gonna find one. Frank right there to get that trade onto Ruby. Agron finding one with that snake bite, gonna bring that down to a 3v3. Those trades were essential in trying to get away with a little bit of collateral in that fight. SNHU gonna be looking towards a full B rotate, and you know, with Jason on site, he's gonna get Nami with his turret. Nami was at such low HP, but SNHU did not want to lose Nami in that position. Taizera putting that turret down is gonna tell him exactly where Scotty is, but he might be walking right into Jason if he's not careful. Through the smoke, walking right into it. Taizera gonna find Jason and bring that down to a 2v2 as we hear the showstopper come out from Sniper. It's all up to Taizera. He's gonna find one. With 1 second on the clock, unfortunately, we are going to see a thrifty round come out of UCF, but that was a really, really fun round to watch.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it when, the flashes that they had ready for C is kind of crazy. I mean, when they put that smoke down, that's what they needed to really just execute it, because they could enter in. As you know, we saw Hilton get ready to kind of he used the Seekers.
Yeah, he was able to get his Seekers out,
but they destroyed it right away. They just blinded and killed like 2 members of SNHU, or 3 members, and then they had their way to rotate over to B, and then the Killjoy turret was able to pick Nami off, and then the Showstopper was able to guarantee 1, and then it was a 1v2, and then just time ran out, and it was an unfortunate round for SNHU there, but tying things up now 4-4. We are going to see that SNHU is still going to be pushing in the same way. You know, nothing's really changed with how they're pushing.
SNHU, they want to try and pick up this round. You know, they need to recover their creds as best they can, or else we might be looking towards a save round next round. We're already seeing just a little bit more of a safe approach coming out of SNHU as they look towards facilitating a B rotate. We also hear that lockdown coming out of SNHU, so they are really looking to make everyone believe they're heading towards B.
Yeah, we've seen that fake lockdown work in the past here. It doesn't look like it's going to trick UCF anytime soon. We're going to see that concuss come out, and Nami's going to get the kill on Sniper as the rest of the defenders. C just has to work back there. Jason, though, going to get a lot of damage onto Nami as well.
We hear that Viper Spit as well get popped, so they are all in on C site. Nami going to try to get just a few shots out as we see that Celestial Divide come out as well. That's going to effectively block off UCF from the rest of SNHU as they try to retake the site. Jason, Rudy, each going to find one. Rudy finding 3 back to back, and that brings it down to a 1v4. Frank gonna find one, but Rudy with his 4th gonna close it out with Frank for a 5th round, heading over to UCF Gold.
What an ultimate! I mean, he put it so that they could enter. I mean, when you have that muffled audio, you can't really tell how many people are pushing out, especially with your own teammates kind of making your own noise, having their own separate fights there. And Rudy was just able to just spray through and just get a bunch of picks there, and that was able. I mean, that was 3 picks right off the bat onto SNHU, his teammate getting the other, and then him finally getting the last one, his 4th pick, and just finishing out that round right onto Frank there. And now SNHU, it looks like they're gonna start changing it up a bit. You know, they're not doing that full-on push onto C anymore. They're still playing a little split here, but it's going towards A.
Oh, Sniper gonna get caught out by Nami with that blast pack. Nami finding a 2nd onto Rudy, but Squirmer right there to get that trade back. The damage has been done. UCF down 2 members, and while SNHU did lose 1 in the trade, and Jason actually gonna find Hilton to bring that pack down to a 3v3. Both teams are still very much in the running.
Yeah, I mean, now they have one person for each site now, so I mean, you can't really play the closer maps here, but Jason's turret is just insane because they've gotten 2 players of SNHU, Nami and Frank now, making it a 2v3, and the Seekers have been used. They know where they are, and Scotty is in a favorable position right now because they just activated that wall, and all he has to do is just hold that rotate, but it doesn't look like they're going to be doing that right now, and he was able to communicate that effectively because they're ready for their push.
Yeah, we see the Trailblazer come out, the Guiding Light coming out as well. Squirmore is ready for them to push into him. It does look like Agron and Taizera are going to walk right into Jason, and in this 3v2 situation, all UCF has to do is just wait for a little bit, play their cards right, and now with that lockdown coming out as well, Taizera gonna find 1, Agron finding 1 as well, Jason finding his 3rd before getting taken out by Agron. So Agron in this 1v1 situation, it's still looking pretty good for him. Like, he definitely is going to be able to get the spike down and then just wait for Scotty to walk into him.
Yeah, but Scotty also has his ultimate here, but
Beautiful pit coming out of Agron for that 5th round over to SNHU. What an incredible flick onto him.
Yeah, I mean, he was ready for that. He was ready for him to be there. Agrin just holding down that angle, was able to get that nice, crisp headshot onto Scotty there. And he did have his ultimate to use, but I mean, like, I guess it wasn't the best place to use regardless, because now he can use it on the defense here. We are going to see that UCF is going to beat a little bit of the Scrabbles, though. We are going to see him with the Sheriff and just some eco buys and some medium range guns here, like the Phantom. And now SNHU, they're pretty kitted. I mean, it's still a challenge to push through that, but the way UCF's been playing with 3 defenders on one site and then just pushing like so like close together, it's just been working out here. And Scotty's Viper Pit is also gonna be put down right now, and I mean, he's gonna be stuck in this area, but the rest of UCF don't have to worry about it, because once he's down, they know that they're making a full committed push to it.
Yeah, so it does look like SNHU is just going to try to reevaluate their strategies just slightly. And oh my goodness, Jason through the smoke, going to find Hilton with his Sheriff. That is going to be devastating to the ranks of SNHU, already down a player.
Yeah, I mean, playing really well there. It's just insane. Nami, though, with the showstopper, is going to rush in. Those paint shells are going to do a lot to push their Killjoy back as well. But Nami just has to fire this, maybe getting Scotty, but it just wasn't in the right area.
Just unable to find Scotty, just barely. And Scotty's going to try to get Nami just through that smoke. Sniper gonna get taken out by Nami. Rudy right there to get that trade onto Nami. And Squirmer also going to follow that up with Frank. Agron fighting 1, fighting 2. Tyzera getting Squirmer to bring that back down to a 1v2. It's all up to SNHU. Scotty is still on site, but with SNHU all the way over at B and possibly even pushing to A, Scotty might be able to read this right if he pushes just right past B, follows him all the way over to A.
Yeah, I mean, they have 20 seconds here. We saw, I'm getting some deja vu here. I believe we saw this last time with Scotty pushing up, except he does not have his ultimate right now, and he really has to clear all these angles here, because when you're in a 1v2 situation, all you really want to do is isolate fights together, but it doesn't look like they're going to give that to him because they're just in this area down.
Yeah, both of them are hiding at drop. They don't want to be caught apart. They aren't going to hear Scotty as of yet, but they know exactly where he would be going to. They hear him fake that bomb, so they're going to go out and look for him. And Agron with a 3rd kill to finish that up.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I saw there, but was that a silent drop that he gave? He dropped down from, he didn't even touch rope. I don't know what he did, but it was like, there was no game cue of him dropping down from that ledge. And he was just there. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe,
I don't know the mechanics
maybe for Halloween, Viper got some new shoes.
He got some new, he got some new jumpers.
Exactly, like what are those Subway Surfer boots that like, like maybe we're seeing Viper all kitted out. Just absolutely silent jumps coming out of here.
Yeah, now that they're again in a better area here, I mean, SNHU, they've been playing the same. I want to say the last couple of rounds. We haven't seen a lot of change, and it's been working pretty well. But I mean,
Nami
UCF
opening that round up almost immediately with a nice shot onto Sniper. It's gonna force UCF all the way back because they were playing very aggressively, pushing up all the way at B.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, SNHU wasn't changing how they're playing, and UCF kind of took advantage of that. Being able to kind of read that there's gonna be 3 of them somewhere. They can stack 3 defenders, flash, and then peek and try to get at least a pick or a trade out to even numbers out a little bit. So I mean, whatever UCF's been doing, it's been working in terms of picks here, because I mean, not except for this time. I mean, they lost a member there. SNHU is able to get numbers on this, but that's what they've been doing the start of each round, and they're getting really close towards this A area, maybe getting some thoughts of maybe not going there just yet as they start to head over onto B.
Yeah, with Scotty throwing that snake bite, Agron knows exactly where he is going to hold that position as well. And it does look like SNHU have settled on B site. So now it's all up to UCF. Nami might be walking right into both Swarmore and Jason. But we hear that guy to come out. Nami fighting 1, fighting 2 for his 3rd kill onto Swarmore. And Nami's just on a heater this round. He brought it down to a 5v2.
Could be an ace.
With his 4th kill, you are right. And Scotty is caught outside. We see that gravity well. We see that snake bite. Scotty is caught in the corner. He's gonna find Nami, but Tyzera is right there to find Scotty back. And unfortunately for Nami, he is not going to find that ace that round.
But we are going to switch sides here. We are going to see that SNHU is going to be on the defense now. They're going to be they're going to be playing their defense, having that wall cover a lot of the site, not to mention their Killjoy also cover, whatever they need to. We see Ty play a lot of that Killjoy onto C. I believe we'll see that double C on their on this map again here. And UCF, we gotta see how they attack. We've only seen them attack on Ascent there, and they played pretty close, maybe with a lurker with Jason or Scotty every now and then. But I mean, now onto this 3-point. I'm not sure how they attack, and I'm excited for it.
I just really hope we get to pick up this pistol round. You know, I will always celebrate when SNHU picks up a pistol round. So let's go. Sniper gonna get that first piece of contact onto Franck. And Franck's gonna be able to put a star down, you know, really get that Nebula up and give him just a little bit more of cover as we see the Alarm Bot and the Nanoswarms both get popped by Tizera.
Yeah, kind of popping that a little bit early there. Unfortunately, just did not rush onto site right away, and it gave UCF more time to reconsider where they want to go, because now they just wasted some utility that they're not really going to get back, except for one more swarm grenade that Ty may or may not have popped. But then again, it doesn't matter because they don't have the alarm bot, or maybe I'm not sure, but they have less abilities.
But look at how pushed up Scotty is right now. He is almost on the other side of the wall of where Hilton is. That snakebite gonna force Nami out effectively. Hilton might be walking right into him. Gonna get one Squirmer right there to get that trade onto Hilton. It's down to a 4v4. Nami gonna get caught up by the pain shells. Oh, finding one. Is he gonna find a second? Unfortunately not, as he gets traded out by Rudy, and Agrid at drop might be able to do some pretty serious damage.
Yeah, if he just peeks out 2 is right there, he's gonna see like a bunch of pistols just aimed out at him here, as the whole entire team of UCF is gonna be stuck in that little tree area. However, is able to open door and kind of reposition a little bit, but still generally in the same area.
Franck was gonna look like he's trying to stick that defuse. Squirmer gonna get Agrin. Franck picking one up. Is he gonna be able to pick a second up? Tizera actually gonna finish that off, and it's all up to Jason. It's Jason versus Tizera. Jason is dealt a little bit better, and we see him able to just find Tizera, who was at 21 HP, and bring that first pistol round home in the second half for UCF.
Yeah, unfortunately for UCF, they just I mean, not unfortunately for UCF, fortunately for SNHU, they've been able to kind of just play. I'm sorry. Ty just did not have the sheriff there, and Jason did. He had the sheriff, and he was able to just put it to work, and it's not as effective with the classic unless you're like right there with the right click. You're not gonna do a lot here, but SNHU gonna be having these pistols here. Got to work with what they got. Has to push into UCF with a really better guns here, but Hilton is just going to get the headshot right onto Scotty and already put him down a bunch of health.
Yeah, really impressive dink all the way through that wall to just make Scotty reconsider how he's playing. But, we have that Revitalize, if I'm not mistaken, on the Sky just to get his points back up and just help him just recover a little bit of his HP. So Tizera actually going to get caught out, looking at half HP, and Squirmer going to find Tizera. Rudy right there to get a second onto Franck. Agrin going to find that trade onto Squirmer, but Rudy with a second, finding Agrin for that trade. It's down to a 4v2, and we're going to see Rudy get all the way onto site at C, and it's all up to Hilton after Nami gets taken out by Jason.
Yeah, Hilton with the sheriff here. He's got to work with what he's got. He saw Rudy for a bit, but you got to remember that UCF just has the better weapons here, and 3 of them peeking out at once. You can't switch to 3 different heroes all at the same time without them absolutely headshotting you there. So they're gonna get the win on that again. We are gonna see, however, SNHU is gonna be able to buy up again now. We saw that they did have their they have like these little 3 win streaks, and then they get 1, and then they get 2, and then if SNHU wins this, and then UCF gets 2 picks there, and then or 2 wins, and then SNHU gets another 3 picks, we're gonna see an exact replica from last half there. But 7-7, things are tied up, and like I said, they're just kind of going back and forth.
UCF gonna maybe adopt a page from SNHU's playbook, as we see them with 3 stacking up onto C. We also see that Trailblazer come out, really trying to get some information for UCF, as SNHU just play to wait for them to push into however they are playing. Yeah, Hilton gonna find that first pick onto Scotty and open that round up for SNHU, as Jason with his sheriff looks to make some formidable damage, looking right into Agrin.
Yeah, he is able to get that pick there, bring a number down onto UCF, but now SNHU still has to play really carefully here, because again, same weapons, you can get 2 headshots quicker than you can get 2 headshots with the sheriff. It's just as scary here, but they're gonna start making their way over onto C, and Agrin is gonna put that with that stick right there.
We have an absolute massacre coming out onto this site. We also hear that Celestial Divide come out as all the utilities coming out. Agron gonna find an incredible shot onto Jason. Tizera also finding one onto Sniper. Agron finding another, finding a third onto Rudy. What an incredible show coming out of Agron, left on 15 HP after that tirade. That is absolutely what SNHU wanted to see.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, left on 15 HP there, as well as Ty, I believe, left on 11 or 10. Doesn't matter. They're just really low health, and they're able to clutch it out there, now making it 7-8. And this is basically a similar round to last round. They're going to be in around the same area as they was before. Swarmer, though, he does have his Seekers. I believe he had that last round, but whatever. He still is able to use it if he needs to for the attacking here. But SNHU is going to be rotated more towards A right now as the smoke comes out. I mean, SNHU, they want to get this attack. We see Nami push up there.
And Scotty, unfortunate for Nami. You know, we saw Nami see Scotty's shoulder just slightly, but just wasn't quite able to pick him up. Hilton, however, might be looking right towards Sniper. And Scotty getting 2 in a row. Beautiful picks coming out of Hilton as we see him just hide in the smoke just slightly. Squirmer going to get that door down as Rudy finally able to put an end to Hilton's tirade. Going to bring that back down to a 3v3, and Rudy going to get that spike down on A.
Yeah, now that they're able to get spiked down, you know, SNHU has to work a little bit quicker, or not work a little bit quicker, but there's less of a time. There's less time to really work with here. They want to kind of get there a little fast. Agron is a little separated from the team. He's kind of having his own fight with Squirmer there. Full blind. It might get a lot of damage on him. Agron, though, is going to come back with 5 HP, get that pick onto him, and Ty is going to push out, but Jason is going to get the kill on Frank. Rudy and Chizera get their own trades, but Rudy is going to be the top dog in this match here, getting 3 picks, making it 8-8, seeing a lot of back and forth from both teams here. Either they win a couple and then they lose one, and then the winning team wins a couple and then they lose one. This scoreboard is a lot tighter than we saw on Ascent.
Yep, and with this constant back and forth ping-ponging, we're just going to see no solid economy as of yet. You know, both of them have creds that are just not the best. Obviously, we are going to see SNHU look towards a bit more of a save with a Hero Vandal coming out, but in the end, it's not a position that you want to be caught in. As we look towards UCF, going more towards a C push, we're going to hear that Trailblazer come out to look for a little bit of information. Might be able to catch Scotty out, but, you know, now they know Scotty is there as he had to shoot it out.
Yeah, being able to getting that information, even if you don't even see them, but just knowing that someone shot your dog is all you really need. But most of SNHU right now is gonna be on the flank. I mean, there's 3 members flanking UCF right now.
Rudy gonna find that first pick onto Tizera to open that round up. Sniper, Scotty, each finding one onto Frank and Nami. Hilton gonna get a trade onto Scotty, but the damage has been done. It's been brought down to a 4v2, and SNHU now has to play post-spawn.
And Hilton does have his Seekers here, but I don't know how effective that will really be because you kind of already know where they are unless there is a lurker going around to catch them here, but they got to work with what they got.
With Hilton and Agron kind of being caught in this position, you know, the gravity wall just halting the way that they have to get in, and Sniper trying to play with this door and just get them to move from where they are. They're caught in a really uncomfortable position as Hilton faces Sniper and Rudy in just like straight on. Agron, however, gonna find Squirmore, but with both Agron and Hilton very, very low HP, and with the clock ticking down, we are looking towards them, just trying to facilitate a save.
Yeah, Jason and Scotty, they're playing up and down. It's just so good. We've seen it been played on even Haven before. It's just that's like one of the best ways you can use to hold an angle, because wherever the attacker is looking, you always have someone to trade out. It's a guaranteed trade, like, no matter what. So being able to kind of just play that did a lot of damage, and unfortunately SNHU was just not able to push out and get that defuse there. But this is a round for UCF here. We are going to see them win twice in a row right now, but they also have the Astral Divide, which is also going to be big because we saw how big it was last time. Rudy getting multiple picks there, and now they have SNHU also has the Viper's Pit, which we didn't see last round, but amazing to use on defense. Yeah,
UCF gearing up all the way for a B push as we see SNHU playing extremely aggressively, walking straight through Mound. Might be looking towards getting a flank onto their B push. Yeah, and as you said, you know, we are going to see that Celestial Divide come back up, and I just want to see if they're able to do exactly what they did last round, as Agron might be looking right towards Sniper. Oh, we've also got that Trailblazer coming out, going to tell them exactly where Agron is, and now even Tyzera as they get caught out by the paint shells. Ooh. Tyzera and Nami both able to find one each to open that round up.
We're gonna see the Viper's Pit come out, gonna get a lot of area to cover here, but Tyzera, Nami, and Agron gonna get a pick of their own. Squirmer was only able to get one, but now getting around again. It's just so much back and forth. It's a 9-9. This scoreboard is getting dangerously close to the 12-12 area there. If they're able to just get that close, we're gonna be going into some overtime.
Yeah, maybe B stands for blender, because what a blender smorgasbord of
right?
activity that we saw in that last round. And like we said, we might be seeing this head over right into an overtime, because none of these teams are letting up at the slightest. You get 2 rounds, I'll get 2 rounds. You get 1, I'll follow it up with 3 rounds. Both these teams do not want the other to have any sort of upper hand, and we're seeing them just once again come up with this extremely aggressive play from SNHU, pushing right past Mound. The snake bite going to stop them slightly, but the showstopper not quite able to find one, as Nami is unfortunately pulled by the gravity well. Sniper gonna take Nami out before any more damage can be done. Scotty gonna try and run right through those nanoswarms, take a little bit of damage, but in this 5v4 situation, UCF still has a little bit more room to play around with.
Yeah, SNHU kind of working with what they got. Like I said before, they've kind of got this area to move around in, but they can't do much until they know the guaranteed plant here. And Ty is getting so close to the 2 members of UCF right now. It could just be something big. There's 2 of them.
Oh, Frank gonna find one onto Scotty. Jason also gonna find Agron, Tyzera, and Frank following it up with 1 more each to bring that down to a 3v2. Hilton gonna take Rudy out. It's down to a 1v3. It's all up to Sniper. And, with the spike down and with a 3-to-1 player ratio, they definitely still do, like they are in the run. Is Hilton gonna find a second onto Sniper to guarantee that 10th round over to SNHU?
Yeah, things are getting really close here. SNHU getting that 10th round is gonna be big, but the divide that they used was big as well, because not only did they block off bomb, the other remaining attacker was just not able to hear if the bomb was tapped or not. At least I wasn't able to hear it. So kind of just pushing out into there, he was able to die, and SNHU takes that round, and they're going to be pretty well, because now UCF has to buy up. They can't really afford to lose one more round and kind of give it into the hands for SNHU right now. We're going to see a lot of stingers, or at least the eco weapons here, come out from UCF, and they are just going to run it, or not maybe run it down. If I had to assume run it down, because these are the best guns to use close hands.
Yeah, you are just extremely right in that regard, where these are close range weapons, and we see them wanting to take those close fights as we hear that Viper's Pit get popped. All of them in B, they want to take all the close fights they can, but that was a very, very big concuss coming out of that Trailblazer to give SNHU a lot of information about exactly where all of them are. Agron might be pushing right into them, and we see them get that spike down as SNHU just wait for their entry to get them in. Jason gonna be tagged dangerously low, gonna find one by Agron. Sniper and Rudy also gonna follow it up. Tyzera also getting Sniper, and it's down to a 3v3. Hilton gonna try to get this guiding light out to blind one, but Squirmer gonna get him out before that. Nami gonna find Rudy. Scotty taken out by Frank. It's a 1v2 situation. Squirmer gonna find Frank. It's off to Nami, and Nami's able to get him out to get them that 11th round. SNHU is on a heater, and by winning one more round, they are going to get into match point and possibly bring us into that 3rd game.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's so close right now. SNHU is gonna have the upper hand, having this 3 or 2 round lead here, 9-11. I mean, clutching out with a round like that, I mean, that's just, it was crazy. Especially with all the stingers. I mean, they all swung out like all at once, and they just stayed super close up together there, but SNHU was able to hit their shots in there and just get those picks, as we saw. And now we're going to see that UCF is going to do a little bit of a split push, kind of heading their way over towards that C area. Hopefully we get to see Ty and Frank show their time to shine.
Sniper going to try to get all the way up and really just force, another aggressive push out of SNHU, but it does look like SNHU has fallen back just a little bit for this round. They don't want to be just too repetitive. We are hearing also UCF get that lockdown down, so it looks like they have fully committed towards their C push.
Yeah, now they kind of have to rotate from this. SNHU can't do much there. Agron just barely getting out with around a second remaining. He has to push out now because they know that most of UCF is going to be onto C site with the smokes and the plant being down.
Yeah, Nami was able to find that first pick and really get SNHU a little bit more room to play around. Oh, Sniper gonna get that showstopper out. Not quite able to find any as Jason and Sniper able to find Agron and Tyzera. Hilton right there to get a trade onto Rudy. Sniper finding one, finding two for a third. And it's all up to Nami in this situation. It's a 1v2 situation, so if he's able to isolate his fights, he definitely is going to be able to walk away with it. But unfortunately, Sniper is just a little bit faster, and he's able to get it away with a 4K onto Nami.
Yeah, I mean, he was able to isolate those 1v1s. Unfortunately, the crosshair is just in the wrong spot there. UCF is going to come back here, stop that 3-win streak, and I mean, UCF, they're getting pretty close. I mean, 10-11, it's this whole entire scoreboard, it's just been close the entire time here. But SNHU, they need to save here. They have some rounds to work with, but they need to save. If they force up and they lose, they're going to be in the exact same spot they were 2 rounds ago. So, you know, having this little force and playing it safe is always better than just forcing up and just playing it wrong.
Nami playing extremely aggressive, going to get that boombot, as well as a trailblazer from Hilton coming right out to get a little bit of information. And with them being shot out, they know exactly where they are. Yeah. Looks like all of SNHU is going to get a massive flank onto UCF, who is able to get onto C side with little to no resistance from SNHU.
Yeah, they kind of give up C there. You know, they have sheriffs. They need to play this retake, get some picks while they can, maybe some exits, and that's what they have to work with. But Sniper is in such a good spot right now. Hilton could be the first to get it here. So close.
Oh, gonna get Nami out, as well as and Hilton for a 3K and a massacre. Coming out from here, Frank unfortunately getting with a 4K onto Sniper. All Sniper has to do is find Tyzera for that ace, and Rudy is going to take first contact with Tyzera. Sniper is going to run all the way over, and that ace is going to come out to get that match point over to UCF.
Yeah.
Wait, was it match point?
No, not match point yet.
We have one more until match point. I was just...
We're just too into it.
Yeah,
we're hyped up into it.
Was...
Wait, he used... Did he use Showstopper last round?
He did use Showstopper.
He already has it again.
Yeah, so he popped Showstopper, I think, last round, or just one round before that, and with that...
the ace, and then I believe maybe he planted bomb, but he has it back right up again to use it, and if it didn't work the first time, he has the second time to use it now. And SNHU, they're getting aggressive because they do not want him to push up like that again. There, 11-11, SNHU has to at least try and get a pick here with how far they're going, and Nami is gonna try and get one, but. It's just not gonna work.
Yeah, unfortunately, not quite able to find anyone. You know, definitely trying to get him out from the last time. Agron, however, gonna get a really nice pick onto Jason, who unfortunately doesn't look in the right direction, and it's a very good frag for now because it just allowed them to delay SNHU to delay UCF's push onto B and just force them to reconsider and go onto A instead, where they have put Tyzera with all of his lineups and just, you know, to hold the site down. Got that Trailblazer coming out. Now Hilton knows exactly where Scotty is, and as Hilton knows, I am sure that the rest of SNHU is sure of that fact as well.
Yeah, Sniper popping that showstopper there, getting kind of close to where the defender is. Not really. You know, SNHU kind of waiting it out, playing retake again, waiting for the team to group up here. But Scotty in a bit of an off angle right now, just kind of. I mean, that's where you want to be whenever you're holding anything. You want to be in an off angle at all times, and Agron may fall victim to it very soon.
Oh, Agron and Scotty, they do get into that 1v1 situation, and Scotty is going to walk away just with a little bit more health, you know, unfortunately, as Agron gets taken out. And in this 4v4 situation, both teams are still in the running. Nami going to find Rudy to bring that down to a 4v3. Scotty getting a trade onto Frank, Sniper, and Nami trying one each. Scotty on his 3rd kill to bring that down to a 2v1 situation. It's all up to Nami. Nami is running out of time and unfortunately goes down to Squirmore to bring that match point home for UCF.
Yeah, unfortunate round there for SNHU. He's just not able to clutch that round out fully, and they're going to be in a little bit of a kind of scrappy area. They're not going to be in the worst spot, but they're definitely not going to be in the best spot. UCF, they have their 100% more advantage in guns right now. SNHU, they're able to get, afford some bulldogs, some vandals here and there, but they do have to sacrifice a lot. The number one thing that they have is that they have the seekers. The seekers are going to be the biggest thing that they really want to pop and use to figure out where they're going to attack or where they are on the retake, because no matter what, this is the last round here, whether we go into overtime or UCF takes this second game.
Exactly. SNHU does not want to be caught in this position, so they are going to do everything they can to deny them this last round and bring it into overtime. And as we can see, UCF is also playing it very, very slowly because they don't want to bring this into overtime. So we're going to see UCF rotate all the way over to C, once again looking for a C pick. They've been pretty lucky with these so far. We see that alarm bot going straight off and that Nebula getting popped to give SNHU a little bit more time. Celestial Divide coming out as well as Tyzera gets caught in the Nano Swarm. Squirmer going to find that first pick onto Tyzera, and Frank just barely able to make it through that Cosmic Divide. Sniper going to find Frank with his boom bot. That is going to be unfortunate for SNHU as Nami walks straight into Scotty's rifle. Oh, Agron right there to pick Scotty back up, which we hear the secrets come out from Hilton. It's all up to Agron and Hilton in there. I've lost track of how many times this duo has had to just clutch a round out, but it is all up to them. Sniper unfortunately gets Agron out, and Rudy gonna find Hilton for that last round and second map over to UCF Gold.
Yeah, unfortunately for SNHU, it was a 2-0 win for UCF there. Coming the second map though, it was 13-11.
Yeah,
so
that was an incredibly close map.
A lot of back and forth from both teams. They played super well. We saw that SNHU didn't do too well on Ascent, but they were able to really bring it back on Lotus. I really thought they were going to be able to clutch it out there, but you just don't have enough stronger guns. You don't have the shield. You don't got the weaponry. The abilities do too much. It's just unfortunate of just how much abilities can do for you, and it's done at that point.
It's unfortunate on SNHU's side, but for UCF, it was just an incredible play to come out of them. Just the teamwork that we saw, and it was just so fun to see two mirror matchups gets played in such different ways, especially from two extremely different schools. So I just really enjoyed that series coming out of both of them, and they were both mirror matchups. Like,
last week too, there were mirror matchups. I wonder if we'll see it next week.
Maybe we will. I'm still hoping on the fact that we're going to see a Gecko one week. Okay. Like, I will continue saying it.
We'll see it. Maybe just surely, someone will be like.
The more I say it, the more someone's going to hear me, and they're going to be like, you know what?
Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Right. We already saw my Harbor picks come out, a pretty good amount. So, but now we just need a Gecko for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And y'all aren't going to want to go anywhere, because although Valorant for today is over, we are going to be right back here tomorrow. Twitch.tv/SNHU Esports for Smash, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, we've got Smash on Tuesdays. And if you want to see Valorant again, we're going to be right here at the same table next Monday. So like I said, don't go anywhere, but have a wonderful night. And we hope you enjoyed this games as much as we did. Yeah. Happy Halloween, everyone. We will see you back here tomorrow. Have a great one. Through mid, so already very different from what UCF has been trying to do. That kill sorry. Oh, Scotty gonna find two, and Squirmore gonna find a third, and that is 3 down. But with 30 seconds on the clock, they're gonna have to really cement down on what site they want to go to and try to get that spike down. Agron gonna go face to face into a comp up, just get a little bit back. But yeah, like you said, Rudy is in a prime spot. He's going to try send that Paranoia out, and he's going to be able to get Frank as well as Tyzera for a second. It's all the way on the other side of the map, going to find Agron, bring that down once again to a 5v3. It's a very precarious situation for SNHU, especially as they still need to get onto side and find Bob Squirmer. Gonna find Tyzera. Scotty gonna get Nami. It's all up to Frank. Oh, he makes contact with Scotty, able to get Jason, and it's all up to him to get that last, but unfortunately gets detained. And we're gonna see Scotty take that final knife kill. It's at such low HP, but SNHU did not want to lose Nami in that position. Tyzera putting that turret down is gonna tell him exactly where Scotty is, but he might be walking right into Jason if he's not careful. UCF's use of utility this round has been absolutely incredible. First, we had that alarm bot just give away the position of all 3 members out at mid, and now with that knife point coming out as well, it's just an unfortunate position as Jason gonna catch Agron.
It's just gonna keep up this aggression, but Jason with the sheriff is gonna put him down.
Hilton gonna find Rudy to bring that down to a 3v2, and we've just been seeing non-stop trades back to back. Hilton gonna get a second onto Sniper with that stinger. Hilton is taken out. Agron is gonna get Scotty as a return trade. Sniper finding a second with a stinger. Nami right there to stop Sniper's target. Frank also gonna find Hilton for 1. It's all up to Frank. Frank was in the same situation as last round. Is he gonna be able to pick it up? We hear Jason trying to hold that bomb down. He's going to be able to hop it, but Frank will get that plant down. And in this 4v3 situation, it's all up to UCF to play post-plant. Jason going to send his owl drone in to try and get one. Agrid finding a beautiful
Running areas with just 2 members.
Hilton might be holding the correct position, but unfortunately goes down to Rudy to bring that down to a 1v2. It's all up to Frank. Frank's going to find Rudy. It's He's going to find Jay.
I chased them down here, and
Hilton through the smoke, gonna find Sniper. Hilton finding a second onto Rudy. Agrid right there to find one more onto Jason. Can they retake this round? They actually might be able to score more. Unfortunately,
with Nami, you know, we saw the Jets kind of use the operator. You know, you've seen the classic hit and then dash. It's just worked out so well. There's no saying that their Viper can't do it either. But Jason is just spraying through.
Settled on B site, so now it's all up to UCF. Nami might be walking right into both Swarmore and Jason, but we hear that guy to come out. Nami fighting 1, fighting 2 for his 3rd kill onto Swarmore.
Out there, Sniper as well, having 2 people push him. They're gonna peek 1 at a time, and they're gonna fall. That's
unfortunately Jason's gonna pick out that 4th kill for onto Hilton. That site. We also hear that Celestial Divide all the utilities coming out. Agri gonna find an incredible shot onto Jason. Tyzera also finding one of the Sniper.
In this match, Steven still holding on to the win. He's been 100% for so long. Marshall Peach finds 1 by 2.